Hi, and welcome to the Return Homestead. Today I'm going to be making a Comfrey Frankincense salve. Both of those herbs have huge benefits. You'll have to look most of them up. This is Comfrey. And Comfrey is also known as boneknit. So I'm using this because I sprained my ankle about 4 years ago. And at the time I did it, the doctor said, I need to quit wearing flip-flops, which I live in, because one day I'm going to hurt it and it won't heal. But he was wrong. It didn't heal this time totally. So on certain days it gives me some discomfort, and I'm going to be making this. I'm also going to be adding frankincense. Frankincense has a lot of benefits as well. And both of them will work together to take care of the problem that I'm currently having. This is Comfrey, and when you make a salve out of Comfrey or any herb, it needs to be dry. If it's got moisture in it, it will mold. So I basically will take it, put it in a rubber band, and hang it in my pantry. There are other ways that you can use the fresh herb, and you can look those up, but for me it's easier to do this. Then I take any bottle that I have. You can chop it up to help diffuse it better, put it in the bottle, cover it with olive oil, and it needs to sit about 6 weeks. This particular one's been waiting about 4 months. So the recipe is super simple. The ratio for infused oil to beeswax, which is the other ingredient you're going to use, is 1 to 4 for a salve. So I have 4 cups of infused oil with Comfrey, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in a saucepan. And this is olive oil. Now you can use whatever oil you want. You could add shea butter to it if you wanted. You could add jojoba, whatever you're using. I'm using olive oil. And because I'm using 4 cups, I have 1 cup of beeswax. Now these are little pellets, and I'm going to add that to that. So what you want to do is put this on a very low heat. And the higher the heat, the more it degrades the Comfrey. So I'm going to put this on the stove on a very low heat. Okay, now that the beeswax has totally melted and it's all incorporated into the infused oil that has the Comfrey in it, I'm going to add frankincense. Now you could add any fragrance you wanted, essential oils, whatever. Frankincense is known to be anti-inflammatory. So with this and this, I think they'll work really well together. Do your research on frankincense. It's good for a lot of things, as is Comfrey. So I'm going to put 40 drops of frankincense in this oil. So each dropper full is about 10. And I'm going to stir that in. It smells really good. Now you can put this in jelly jars, which are the half pints. You can get these, which is what I prefer. And you can get little tins to put it in. This one happens to be a plantain salve that I made last year, and the mosquitoes are out right now. This gets used a lot. Now you can always add more beeswax if you want to make sure that it stays solidified. A lot of people will make this with coconut oil, but when it gets warm, coconut oil will liquefy. The beeswax won't. So I added a 1/4 cup per cup of oil that I used. If you were making a balm, you would want to add much more beeswax. But this is a salve, and this will be fine for me. And I'm going to start loading it in the jars. And there you go. Comfrey salve is done. Now the hardest part in this is drying your comfrey leaves and infusing the oil. You want to do that for at least 6 weeks, or you can look up the quick method. For me, it's just easy to cut these things up once they're dry and put them in the oil and let them sit on a shelf, and I totally forget about them. Hopefully I won't go through this too much. If I do, that means I've hurt myself again. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Until we see you next time, thank you, God bless, and bye-bye.